Have you ever been the kid that didn't get the award? Earlier this week, I was in an awards assembly for my fifth grader at our local elementary. And I stood there as I watched kid after kid receive all sorts of different kinds of awards. You know, the typical kind about being a good citizen and a good leader. Those that were able to make student council and those that got really high achievements on their standardized tests. And I think that's really great. I love it when organizations get together and they celebrate achievement. No matter if you received an award or not when you were a kid, I want you to imagine if you were one of those kids that just watched after student continue to get up and get praised and recognized and rewarded, and you sat there in your seat. How would you feel? What kinds of thoughts might be going through your mind? I can't help but think that some of these individuals probably became more depressed than they did motivated. That they started questioning their own value, that their degree of self-confidence continued to get lower and lower as each student continued to pass the front stage. And while this goes on in pretty much every single school across the whole United States of America, I think we're missing an opportunity. I think we're missing a chance where we can actually dive in and really help that kid out. You see, sometimes we sit back and we think, well, you know, they'll be motivated by watching these people get their awards. No, they're not. They're not motivated. You see, they're not even in the same circle to influence each other. You see, in education, we praise academic intelligence. In other words, we praise that kid that's book smart. And it's been proven that that's only one way that we can be smart. There's a whole lot of other ways that we could be smart that don't include and don't fall into those categories of awards at the annual awards celebration. So what can we do? How can we take that pretty good awards assembly and make it great? And not great for just those kids that got the awards, but great for every kid. I think we need to take a moment and just recognize the bitter reality of what's going on. That an administrator could stand up and just share that, you know, this is just one way for you to be smart. That every single one of you out in this entire audience are amazing, incredible people with gifts and talents. And while we recognize a small population, a small portion of you up here on this stage, we want each and every one of you to know that there's value lying inside of you, that you are a person of worth, that if you put your mind and your strength into what you're good at, that you're going to see amazing results. And you'll be rewarded, maybe not necessarily in this elementary school, maybe not necessarily in school at all, but you will be rewarded if you put your effort and your heart into where your strengths are at. Please know that everybody has strengths. Every one of you is endowed from your birth with strengths, special capacities, talents, abilities that nobody else on this entire planet has. And if these strengths line up to what happens in schools, great, good for you. And if they don't, I want to say, don't give up. Know that there's a place for you in this world. Know that your value is needed in this world. In fact, for everyone listening to this video right now, I challenge you to dive deep into your soul and find out what you most might be concerned about. What is it, that one thing that's holding you back from great success? Open up a browser and do a Google search. Search for things like successful people that had F's in high school. Successful people that couldn't take standardized tests very well. Successful people that didn't even graduate from high school. And you'll recognize that there's a whole list of people. In fact, this is my proof that no matter what your circumstances, no matter what goes on when you are growing up, you still have opportunity to be successful. You are what you make of yourself. And if you allow these things that we praised in elementary school to get in the way of your success, you're creating a barrier that doesn't have to be there. You can remove that barrier because other people have done it. They've gone before you and they've proven to this world that even if you don't have the academic smarts, you can be an incredible success and bring great value to the people of this world. And so that is what I'm asking of you today. Not necessarily to change our awards assembly, certainly not giving every single person a trophy, but really considering deep down inside of you what's holding you back. What kinds of justifications, what kinds of excuses, what kinds of roadblocks have you put in your way that's stopping you from meeting that next level of success. It doesn't matter where you've been, it only matters where you're going. Thank you, and make it a beautiful day.